Your Knife for the Party Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today we're going to be taking a look and see what I got in this case. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out so you guys can take a look at it. So this knife is made by a knife maker by the name of Lourens Prinsloo. Now, his name is not very well known. He is from South Africa. This is the certificate of authenticity. It's a flipper with ceramic ball bearings. We have LMAX steel. It's got a nice SS pivot collar on it. Fat carbon fiber. The liners are titanium, and the pocket clip is also titanium. Other than that, I don't have much. I don't have any specs on this knife, but I will do a size comparison. There is Lourens Prinsloo's signature on the knife. So let's go ahead and put that aside. So before I continue, I'm just going to sit here and talk and have you guys take a look at this knife here. Get a good look at it. The lighting is bad. I apologize. There's the pocket clip side. This is a small flipper. Very nice and smooth. The action is amazing on it. The marble or the carbon fiber on here has like sort of specks of gold on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really nice. It's on both sides. The pocket clip is gold color. You know, when you get into custom knives, you're going to come across a lot of knife makers. Many of them are amazing. Some of them are not. And some of them are like this guy. He's unknown. Not a lot of people know about him quite a bit. He's right around like 60 years old. He actually studied knife making with Owen Wood. That was one of his teachers. And the quality of his knives are just stellar. There's his logo right there on the knife. If you guys can see that. Runs on ceramic ball bearings. The action's incredible on this. I mean, it just drops shut. Centering is dead. I think probably the action on this knife really turned me on. I've never felt action like this. It's very smooth, and it pretty much closes by just gravity. I mean, it doesn't, usually with the action on some knives, the knife will probably stop halfway and then fall. But this one is literally that smooth. That is just absolutely amazing. So Lourens Prinsloo, he's right around 60, I'm going to say. Still trying to get his name out there. He's a part-time knife maker. And the problem with Lourens Prinsloo is that he's kind of overshadowed by a lot of the more popular South African knife makers that are his contemporaries. Guys like Des Hoorn, guys like Andre Thorburn, Ulricus Blumeris, but yet his work is still trying to get out there. Now, I've got another knife made by him. This is another one of his medium-sized flippers. This one has Damascus bolsters on it. This one's got a blue clip. I mean, you take a look at both knives, they're somewhat similar. The clips are almost kind of similar there. Right? This one's gold, this one's blue. This knife is a little bit more. It's got Damascus bolsters on it. I've done a video on this knife already. I just wanted to show you that, you know, these are pretty much two of the knives that I own from him. He does not make very large knives. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do some size comparisons on this one right now. This one, of course, is blue carbon fiber. Blue resin carbon fiber. Wish you guys could see that in the light. The light's not too good here, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this is an amazing knife as well. The action on it, his action is really just tuned in beautifully. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons so you guys can get an idea how big this knife is. It's not a very big one. This is a small flipper. So let's go ahead and do the size comparisons on it. Here it is up against the ZT0562. Move that over here. And here it is up against the Boost Blade Smoke. So as you guys can see on camera, the knife is very small. It's a short-looking knife, right? Benchmade Anthem real quick. Integral. There's the Benchmade Anthem. So it's very, very small knife. And then here it is up against the Boost Blades Hound. So there we have it, large, medium, and small. So it's a small knife overall, but it is really quite stunning for such a small knife. And it's usually these smaller customs that are more difficult to make because you want them to be just as compelling as a large knife. And he's pretty much accomplished that. The gold specs on this are really very pretty. His pivot looks quite amazing. This is a custom pivot. You know, usually the pivots that you get are usually just the regular proprietary one, like say on this zero tolerance 0900, but this one is actually literally a kind of a custom looking pivot. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Kind of looks like a tire, you know, almost looks like a hubcap wheel, pretty much. Really kind of pretty. Nice and small. Just wanted to give you guys a good quick overview of this one. Because the action is really something else. It's like butter. So yeah, as I was saying, a lot of these custom knife makers, they get passed over because of their more famous contemporaries. But one of the advantages of going with a not a very well-known knife maker is that you're going strictly on your own instincts when it comes to buying a knife from an unknown knife maker. Basically, you take a look at the knife, you take a look at the fit, the finish, the action, the quality. If it's all there, then you're good, right? Because you're looking for a really good build. And for these unknown knife makers, they're probably your better bargain, only because they're starting out. They're still trying to get their name out there. There's still a lot that they need to do as far as promoting themselves. They haven't quite reached Andre Thorburn status, but their work is pretty much right around that same, expectation. Because to be honest with you, yeah, Lourens Prinsloo was right up there with, Andre Thorburn and Ergus Blumeris and all of his other South African knife-making contemporaries. He definitely deserves the credit for making a beautiful, beautiful custom, and he delivers every time. I mean, there just isn't anything that you can say as far as the fit, the finish, the quality, the aesthetics. He's really really well thought out, everything on the building of his knives. You can tell that his work has been, it's really, you can tell that he really does take the time to put a knife together. Now, keep in mind, you guys know that custom knives are made by hand. These are both one-offs. You will never see another one like either one of these ever again. Yeah, this is a one-off, one-of-a-kind handmade piece, and so is this one. So there's a lot of pride that's being taken when these knife makers create their knives. They don't want them, they're looking for, aesthetic perfection. They're looking for the fit, the finish, the quality to be perfect. And as a result, these unknown knife makers, their knives do not jump up in price as high as, say, maybe Andre Thorburn or Erucus Plumeris or even Des Horn, but the quality is there. And that's just something that you want to consider if you're going to be going into custom knives. Is if you see a knife made by a prominent South African knife maker and you enjoy their fit finish quality and maybe the price isn't up to par, you can go for a lesser knife maker and get the same quality because they are just looking to get their name out there. So they're going to put out the same quality as their contemporaries. And that's pretty much what Lourens Prinsloo has been doing. He hasn't gotten the publicity that his contemporaries have gotten. And as a result, his work gets, quite overlooked quite a bit. And that's sort of a sad thing because he deserves the recognition. He deserves to have his work recognized. And I'm probably one of the few that knows about him. There are a lot of people that have bought his knives, but you still don't hear much about it on Instagram or on Facebook. You don't see very many YouTube channels on this guy's work. In fact, mine, I think, may be the only one. If you punch in Lourens Prinsloo on YouTube, you're probably only going to get maybe my video. And that's sort of a sad thing because this guy, his work is really, really there. And he builds knives for the fraction of the cost that, Erucus Plumeris would put it out. Not that Erucus Plumeris and Andre Thorburn don't deserve, their knives deserve the price that you're paying, but so does Lourens Prinsloo, and his knives aren't as much. So, I mean, it's kind of like knife collectors like myself want to see them get that recognition. Not that we want to see their knives jump up in price, but it's part of the world of custom knives. If you're a knife maker and you have the talent, yeah, you're going to want to try and make as much money as you possibly can at your craft. But at the same time, the people that buy your knives don't want to spend that much either. But at the same time, nobody wants to get cheated in this. Whether you're a knife maker or whether you're a knife collector, everybody deserves to get what they want to get because there's one thing that everybody has in common when it comes to custom knives, and that's time. It takes time to put something like this together. So you can bet that it is worth the money to pay for custom knives if the fit, the finish, the quality, the passion of the knife maker is all shown in each and every knife. Then why don't they deserve what they deserve to get for their work if it's excellent? And in this case, I think Lourens Prinsloo is one of those guys. So that's pretty much it. There really isn't much I wanted to say on this video. I've got, I'm going, this wasn't really a discussion video. This was more of a quick overview of this knife. He does make knives like this. In this style with the bolster, with the Damascus bolster, it will cost you a little bit more with the Damascus bolsters on it. But just having like the carbon fiber, like this carbon fiber handle without the bolster on it and it having a pivot. But I mean, if you take a look at both knives, it's not like Lourens Prinsloo just stuck a pivot on there. This pivot is also custom. I mean, the way it looks, I've never seen a pivot that looks like that before. Almost looks like like a hubcap or something. He actually made that pivot himself. So, whether you get a pivotless knife of his, which is the one with the bolster on it, which is Damascus, or whether you get a pivot, even his pivots aren't plain looking. There's a little bit of artwork on there also. So that's something to consider. And the shimmering gold carbon fiber on that is just absolutely unique. And, of course, knife makers, they do their best when they say that they're going to make one-offs. They do their best to try to make sure that what you're getting is a one-of-a-kind handmade piece. If you see a knife similar to this one, you may see one that's similar, but it's probably going to have a different color scale on it right? More than likely, the carbon fiber will not have the same look. They'll have different waves and different colors, brighter in one section of the knife than on another. On this one, it's sort of evenly dispersed. He's got a titanium backspacer. Everything is nice and tight on his knives. And again, the action can't be surpassed. Yeah, again, centering is just perfect. Absolutely perfect on it. So there you have it. I guess the point of this video was just to give you guys an overall look at this new one that I got. And also to be aware of, you know, other knife makers. I mean, if you see an Arnold, if you see an Andre Thorburn piece and you really like it, you like the fit, the finish, the quality, take a look around and see if you can find another knife maker who makes knives. And basically what you want to do is you want to try and see if you can find a knife by a lesser known knife maker. I will guarantee you the fit, the finish, the quality will be the same. And probably the only thing you would have to look at would be the aesthetics. Does it appeal to you? But other than that, I mean, I think that the fit, the finish, the quality, the action is all good. It would probably be just the same as if maybe you were getting an Andre Thorburn or an Arucas Palmeiras or even a Des Horn. So consider that, because there will be a drop in price, you know, as far as the price of the knife, but the fit, the finish, the quality will be exactly the same. And it's only because the knife maker is not that well known, but he does put enough of his own pride and workmanship into each and every piece that he makes, just as if it were Andre Thorburn or Des Horn or one of the more well-known knife makers. What I'm saying is that fit, finish, and quality, you're getting the same thing. But what you're getting also is a different style, a different personality. I mean, I've never seen a knife that looks like this. You know, I mean, it's unique to me, and that's one of the reasons why I love this hobby, is I'm always coming across knives that look like something I've never seen. And that's one of the advantages of getting into this hobby, especially if you're going to be collecting customs and looking for one-of-a-kind handmade pieces. Because not only is this a one-of-a-kind handmade piece, but this is probably going to be the first time and the only time the knife maker ever makes a knife like this. So that's something that you really want to consider when it comes to custom knife buying and looking for something unique. And you know, unique and definitely something that, you know, has had a lot of thought put into it. So I'm sure there is a name for this knife, but like I said, I'm picking up the paperwork for it next weekend, so I may do a follow-up video. But other than that, it's just called a Lourens Prinsloo small flipper. There's his logo there, your single cut solution. He's actually the first custom knife maker I've seen that actually has a motto of that type. You know, I don't think I've ever heard anything like it. Your single cut solution. I do like his signature on the knife. His signature on the certificate of authenticity. I think he's got a very nice signature. That's another thing too. So. Yeah, I'll be picking up the paperwork for this, so hopefully I'll have more information for you on this knife. Again, just to give you guys a good quick rundown, the blade steel on this is Elmax, which is no slouch. And the answer to your question, Josh, yes, I can see the comments when I'm live. So far, you're the only one that's made comments on my channels, you know, for today anyway, which I'm kind of glad that I've got my wonderful audience of one, or I guess two. I got two people on my channel. So So Lourens Prinsloo, I guess you could probably call him the quiet knife maker because nobody knows who he is, which is sort of sad. I mean, and there's a lot of knife makers like him that do the same quality of work as a more well-known knife maker, but unfortunately, they're not. Their work just isn't well known, and you're not going to see too many YouTube videos on their work. You're not going to see too many Instagram posts on there. Like I said, if you go to YouTube now and you look up Lourens Prinsloo, you're probably only going to see one other knife video, and that's the one that I made on this one. Sad to say. I do hope his work catches on, and I hope a lot of other knife collectors may consider grabbing his work because he really does do excellent work. Even just little things like I can't really feel where the Damascus bolster ends and the carbon fiber starts when I run my finger between the two materials. I'm just feeling smooth. Now that's something that Andre Thorburn does, Erogus Blumeris does, and here's Lourens Prinsloo doing the same thing, and he's not getting the recognition, and I think that that's kind of sad. But hopefully things are going to be looking up for him in the next few years. People are going to be discovering his work more and more, and I'll be happy to say, well, I knew about him way back when you guys haven't even heard of him. So that's kind of a nice, that's kind of like a nice afterthought to end this video with, is that somebody out there has bought his work. Somebody out there cares enough to actually promote his work, even though he's only just one person. So consider that in the world of knife making. If you really like a well-known knife maker, go for one that's not so well-known. Remember, if the fit finish quality is there, there's no reason why you shouldn't grab one of their one-of-a-kind handmade pieces, because you're going to walk away a winner. And you're going to walk away with a unique knife that no one has ever seen before, and it'll be a great conversation piece for you. So that's it. This is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, signing off, hoping you'll find Lourens Prinsloo in your collection someday, because the guy's an amazing knife maker. The action one more time. Look at that. That's ridiculous. I barely even did anything, and it's closing all by itself. Yeah, he left no stone unturned on the workmanship of this one or this one. So this is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, signing off. Again, hoping you'll find a Lourens Prinsloo in your collection someday. So that's it for me in this video. I will catch you in the next video, which will be on a wallet. Sorry, Josh, but, I do have some people that do inquire about wallets, so I do the wallet videos. I'll see you guys in my next video, and, yeah, check them out, Lourens Prinsloo. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great and fantastic weekend.